Alright, what's up, dudes? Welcome back to Duty's Daggers. Um, so, I recently got this Winterbladeco Factor, the infamous magnet knife. I'm absolutely in love with it. It's fantastic. I'm going to do a full review on it in a little while, after I carry it for a little bit longer. I've only had it for a couple days now, but I wanted to kind of go over how to properly use this thing because when I first got it, if you watched my unboxing video, I was kind of fumbling around with it at first. And I did for the first day or so. And then I watched some videos, read some comments, and I realized that I hadn't been doing it quite right. So I'm going to go in depth on how I have found the best way to use this thing because it's a completely new locking mechanism. It's a completely new deployment method. So there's obviously going to be a learning curve. We've never seen anything like this in the knife world. And it's very unique and very, very just awesome. So let's do it. First of all, please subscribe. Follow me on Instagram too, duties_daggers. That way you're all up to date on channel happenings and news and some cool photos on there as well. And you can get in contact with me there too if you got a question or you want to tell me something, whatever. So we have two deployment methods. This is basically a push tab. This is kind of what this is what would be on a normal knife, maybe a flipper tab, right? So it's just a piece of G10. There's a magnet right there that holds it right in place, and you can see it's pushing on the sharpening choil. It's pushing right here on the blade. So when you push down on that, it pushes the blade out, right? Now, what's giving it the detent is a magnet right there. You can see the magnet right there. That's pulling that's holding the blade closed, so you can't shake it out. That's what provides the detent pressure. So, if you just place your finger on top of the push tab and push down, the knife will deploy. But it doesn't really come out with that much force, right? You can fail it really easily. If you give it some oomph, it'll come out. But it doesn't fly out, Now, I've found a way to use this that makes it fly out, and it's awesome. But first, let me talk about the reverse flick. We have this nice long hole right here. I kind of use the top of it right here. See, there's kind of a wider space right here towards the top. That's what I use. But you can go all the way to the bottom. You have a lot of room in here to do it however you want. You can also thumb flick it, which is a little bit more difficult, but you can do it. See, I kind of mess it up sometimes, but it's possible. Now, let me show you how to flip this thing correctly. You want to put your finger above the tab right here. You're going to want to grip the knife on both sides here firmly, right? But not, don't get in the way of the blade so it can freely swing out. You're going to build up some pressure right up here. You're going to build up some pressure, and then you're going to slide your finger down and kind of let it fall on this push tab with a little bit of force, right? Kind of like this motion. If you do that, this blade is going to fly out every time. Watch this. Check that out. Flying out. Don't have to give it any wrist. It's popping out with much more force than if you just did it like this. So this is not something that I have seen Brian Winters kind of tell us. He has a few videos on how to open the knife. I didn't see one where he was going over doing it this way, but it is a kind of a well-known thing. I saw it on a couple videos, people saying that you could do it like that, and that was a game changer for me because I liked the push tab, but it was almost kind of like having a weak detent, you know what I mean? The reverse flick, great, no complaints with that whatsoever. But initially I was like, well, I wish that was kind of stronger, right? Well, if you do it this way, it is. Doesn't hurt your finger. it's great. It's like having a very nice stiff detent. So I kind of start even kind of farther, like right up here, build up pressure, and it's it's so fun. So I wanted to point that out. I had a couple people comment saying that they wish their detent was stronger. I told them about this method, and they were like, "Oh shit, awesome! I didn't know that." So I thought I would make a video on it just for you folks that maybe haven't heard about that method. Now you know. Something that I saw on Brian Winter's channel, a video that he made, is a way to front flip this thing. And it's not a traditional front flip. Basically, he was saying you grab it like this, and you kind of pull the frame back, and your finger pushes down on the tab. So it's kind of weird. I haven't really got it yet. Let's see if I can do it. I don't know if I could do it. How did he do that? I don't even know. I don't know. But anyways, these are the two methods that I found the best. Just the, like I said, sliding down from there. Now, when you go to unlock it, sometimes this jumps. So there's a magnet pulling the M lock, the magnet lock, up this way, right? See, if I pull it down and let go, it jumps back up. Sometimes after you flick it, it stays down. Well, maybe not. Mine was at first. Maybe it's breaking in now, because it's not really doing it anymore, actually. When I first got it, I would pull down, and this would kind of stay down. And you can still flick it open like that. Oh, there it goes. It stayed down. You can, it'll still flick like that. Okay, now it's staying down. You get almost like an extra click. Watch, you hear two clicks. One when I flick it, one when it locks out. So I'm not sure why that is. But unless you hold it down, it always jumps back up now. I think maybe I had to break in a little bit. So that's cool. I was going to say, sometimes if it gets stuck down like that, if you want, you just push it back up before you flick it. But apparently that's not an issue anymore. I didn't realize that. You can pull down the tab and just let go of it immediately. It's not like you have to hold it down. The magnetic detent is pulling, it's sucking the blade back in here, back into the closed position. So it's always going to go home. There's no bounce. So that's about it. Just another way to open the knife. I still do it this way sometimes if I'm, I'm not trying to make a scene. I'm just trying to kind of just get the knife open quickly. I don't really care if it flies out. So it's kind of nice. There's a few ways to open the knife. If you really want the loud ting and to pop it out with force, you can do this method. Reverse flick. Even the slow roll is pretty nice, right? Now, it's not like a traditional button lock where you can pull down the button and swing it out. It doesn't work like that. So slow roll, reverse flick, thumb flick, push tab, and then the slide push tab. I've noticed on mine, sometimes I will not get the ting. It's kind of weird. I can't really figure out why sometimes it tings and sometimes it doesn't. I would say it tings most of the time. Sometimes though, like that time, well, it still kind of does. Sometimes when I reverse flick it, it doesn't really ting as loudly. It must have to do with like your finger is probably on a certain part of the knife that kind of is deadening the sound. And I'm not sure where exactly that part of the knife is, but it's somewhere. That's my guess. Now this does come with stronger magnets that you can put in it, and I've talked to a couple people about it so far. The general consensus is this is difficult to take apart. Um, well, maybe not difficult, but you should definitely watch a tutorial on it before you do it. And there's not a massive difference with the stronger magnets, is what I have learned from the few people I've talked to. So I don't think I'm going to take this apart. I also heard from a few people that sometimes after you put it back together, the ting is gone. I've heard that. And I love that sound so much I don't want to risk it. So I'm going to leave it as is. Before I learned this technique, I was heavily considering it because, like I said, if you're just doing it like this, it does feel a little weak. But now that I learned this technique, I don't care. This is perfect for me. Do not need this to be any stronger, so I'm very happy as is. Yeah, that's about it. I've been carrying this ever since I got it. I cannot get this out of my pocket. When I go back to work tomorrow on Monday, I'm not going to carry it because it's got magnets in it. I'm a welder. I work around metal. It's not going to be good. So this is a around the house, weekends, going out knife. Anytime I'm not at work, this is going to be in my pocket. It's going to be hard to get out. I really, I feel very strongly about this. I love this knife dearly. It brings a smile to my face every time I deploy it. It feels good. It's very useful. This is a great blade shape for EDC. Very thin, slicey blade. Ergonomics are really good. You don't really feel this area in here because it's kind of in this hollow part of your hand. Choke up is very nice. So this is not just a gimmick. The lock is very strong from the research I've done. It's just it's a very useful knife too. In addition to being extremely fun to operate. So very much love the knife. Full review coming. I hope if you were trying to get your hands on one, I hope that you can. I believe that they are all sold out at River's Edge Cutlery. I heard that there were a few more on DLT as well, but I think those are gone as well. Hopefully they have another drop soon. I really don't know. But sign up for notifications. Join the Blades in Stock subreddit and get notifications from there. People post in there when drops are happening. I've scored a few knives that way. So, yeah, Blades in Stock. It's a subreddit. People post when there's drops, and if you get notifications, you'll get a notification whenever there's a new post in there. So, anyways, love you guys. Just wanted to do a quick little factor video, and peace and love. See you in the next one.